I'm Nick Bonner for TreeStuff.com. I'm here with Martin at EDELRID World Headquarters, and I am proud on behalf of the EDELRID team to share this step of the rope production process with you, because I think it's incredible. Martin, tell us what we see here.
Yeah, what we see over here, before we are cutting down the ropes into selling length, we are doing a hand-eye test check of every meter of rope we are producing in gears. And this is what our colleague Dashery is doing over here. She's running one full set of production length through her hand.
Every meter, every day, 1 million meters a month, hand-checked by an EDELRID employee here in Isny, Germany.
True.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it is, and we try to make this automatically in order to be more efficient, but we didn't find any kind of optical solution, technical solution, mechanical machinery solution, which is as good as the employees over here. They are so used to doing it. Yeah, no machinery does match the quality of the employees over here.
So EDELRID quality is truly a combination of both German engineering and personal experience, and really personal touch, a hand touch. I gotta say it again, 1 million meters of rope a month runs through the hands of an EDELRID employee and is individually checked before it reaches tree climbers, rock climbers, tower technicians, turbine technicians, all across the world.
Yep. If
there isn't a better reason to feel good about buying a product and feel safe putting your life in it, I don't know what is. I'm blown away. You should be so proud of yourselves and your commitment to both safety and quality. It's really incredible.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this with us. Once it goes through this final quality check, the next step is actually an electronic check, right? Where there's the electronic tape, and we're gonna walk over there and check that out and see the cutting and packaging, ultrasonic welding, all that.
Yeah, let's go over
Great.
Martin, walk us through what we're seeing.
Yeah, so what we're seeing over here is basically the cutting to the length we want to have, the middle marking, which is just currently done, and processing of the rope to the next step. If we find defects or anomalies to the rope, for example, during the hand check the process, we're using some metal tape to this spot the rope and then cut it out. That could be going to fit, and then the next one is going to process. Let's see, monitor this rope now, place the box, and then we're processing it to the next step of welding down the end of the rope in order to make sure that as not before you just sheath and with the rope. Okay, so what we're seeing over here is one end of the rope is already cut. It's placed outside the box in order for the next process step. So the first half of the rope is now being processed into the box. As soon as the machinery is going to stop, what we can see over here, the robot arm is taking the middle piece of the rope, which is going to be marked now. During the process of marking the middle, the second half of the rope is already processed into the box, and in order to not have a few different marks on the rope, we are placing the middle marking outside of the box in order to give it time to allow the painting time to dry up. Now the second half is already processed to the box, so the rope is cut again, and the second end of the rope is placed outside of the box as well in order to do the next process step, and then it's processed further down the production.
Martin, tell us what's happening in this step.
Yeah, so in this step, we want to melt the core and the sheath material at the end of the rope together. This is done by ultrasonic welding, and this is in order due to during usage it always can happen that the sheath and the core is slipping a little bit, so the core might come out or the sheath might slip over the core, and in order to avoid that, we're welding the material together, so this is not going to happen within the process. As well, we do see the labeling at the end of the rope. This is done over here, so diameter, scenario of usage, manufacturer's length, and all the stuff you need to have on the end label of the rope.
What are the differences between ultrasonic welding and using a hot knife, and what are the advantages or disadvantages?
So using the hot knife, we're using it for cutting of the rope, and this is melting the material just on a very, very short length. So maybe half a centimeter, even less, I would say. And the advantage of the ultrasonic sound is we are melting it on a way longer length, and we're compressing it really to the end. So this is a very tricky form of, or a very stable form of melting the material together.
So the hot knife melts the end, and you're actually melting an inch or so of the rope through the entire core.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's very interesting. Well, thank you for sharing how the rope is cut and measured. Let's take a look at how packaging happens.
Yeah, sure.
So Martin, why is this machine twisting like this? Why not simply just wrap the rope up?
Yeah, all the older climbers might know that. So back in the days, rope was just like coiled like this, only one twisting direction. And so in order to use the rope, you had really be careful to decoil the rope, otherwise you would have like twists within the rope and it would be really a mess from the start. So what we're trying to do, or what we're doing over here, if we twist it once around this axle, we're twisting it around the other axle as well. And this is in order to get the coil actually in the rope first, so that if you just put it on the ground and pull the rope out, you're de-rolling these coils we put in, these twists we put in, and then it's ready to climb.
You know, Cale, you may have to overlay me coiling a rope because that was way faster. But in our rope coiling video on treestuff.com, you can see we actually recommend using your thumb to impart a twist as you hand coil for that exact same purpose, so that as you're taking it off, you're unrolling that twist each time.
Yeah, and so that's what we're doing automatically over here.
It's pretty neat. I feel validated, I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate you showing me a gigantic robot version of a person coiling a rope. We see he's wrapped the rope up here now. The next step will be what?
Next step will be just packaging the rope, getting all the labels on, getting all the information in. So yeah, it's going to be just bundled over here in order to keep it in shape. Then, yeah, as mentioned, we're given all the information needed. What we're doing over here is again a safety check. So we're measuring the weight of the rope, and if it's lower or higher than the recommended weight we have stored in the machinery, then the rope is not going to be sold, and we will check all the process why we do have a weight difference. So this is the last gap. Safety check as well over here. And yeah, then we're going to package, ship it, and then it's ready to climb.
Martin, thank you so much for sharing all of the processes that go into simply cutting, measuring, and doing multiple final quality checks on the rope. I'm really amazed at how you have combined the human touch with such a high level of automation and technology. It really speaks volumes to the quality that you have established here at EDELRID.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I think that's it. We're gonna have more EDELRID ropes in the store soon, and you'll be able to find those at treestuff.com. Martin, thank you so much, and I look forward to the next part of our conversation, where we're gonna kind of just talk about the ethos and all the thought process that goes into rope making.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.